Hello, hello, hello. This is your show host, Maxine Phillips. Where are you calling in from? Where are you watching us from? Where are you viewing us from? Let us know. Make sure you give us a shout out. Let us know what town, what city, what state. Give us some information about you. We're always curious to find out who's watching. I know we're on Pod TV Live, we're on Roku Live, we're on Amazon Live, we're on Spotify, and here we are on Facebook Live. I have another phenomenal show for you this evening, and I am so excited. Of course, it doesn't take much for me to get excited. But have you ever wondered, have you ever even thought about how the most accomplished leaders set goals and achieve them? Have you ever been curious about the mindset that it takes to continue to achieve success and maintain it? Well, as your show host, I want you to sit back, but I also want you to understand that I am the founder and CEO of Level Less. And Level Less is success without levels. That's right. You can be successful without climbing a particular ladder or aspiring to be, at a certain level. All you have to do is define what success looks like for you, put a strategy in place, reach those goals, and you can continue to succeed on your terms. Well, that's what we do here at Levelless. We work with adults in transition. I am talking about those who are unemployed, those who are underemployed. That's right, because some of you are not working at the top capacity. So we help you with that. And then we work with our students in high school and college. But the most important thing that we do with all the clients that we work with, we ensure that they choose a career path or the profession that match their everyday abilities and strengths. And why do we do that? We do that because we solve the problem of helping them to understand their worth so they can advocate for themselves and therefore they are able to succeed on their own terms. By doing this, they get a chance to choose a career that matches their everyday abilities. They get a chance to get that desired salary. And most of all, they get a chance to live the lifestyle that they deserve. So here on Level and the Life Strategy Show, we bring guests on so that they can share their platinum nuggets. They can share their expertise. They can share the things and the strategies that they have put in place that has helped them to be successful and have gotten them where they are today. Well, our guest today is no different. We have with us retired Major Isaiah Ike Johnson. Oh, listen, he had over 27 years before he retired from the military. And I'm talking about the Marine Corps. That's right, the Marine Corps. When you get a chance to hear his story and the strategies that he put in place and the number of individuals that lives that he touched, the leaders that he molded, and the students and the youth that he's still working with, oh my gracious, you are in for a treat. So I want you to grab pen and paper. I want you to share this link with others to help them to come on. Come on and learn and listen and write these strategies so that you can share them with others as well as implement them for yourself. So now put your hands together and let's welcome retired Major Isaiah Ike Johnson. Come on down. Come on in. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Miss Maxine. Good to be with you today.
I am so glad to have you with us today. I know we've been playing telephone tag, we've been playing calendar tag in order to get you
Yeah,
on here, but it has finally happened, and I am
yes,
so elated.
I'm
Thank
excited
you.
myself.
Well, first of all, let me thank you for your service
My
and
pleasure.
for all that you've done for our country. And when I read your bio and then your book, we're going to be talking about that book that you have written. I can't wait to get started on it. But as I read your bio and understand all the different leaders that you touched, that you molded, I mean, the men, the food, how you served, what, 25, was it 25,000 people that you
Yes,
served food to? Look at that. I mean, you were doing mighty things in the military, and you're even doing more worthy things outside the military. So, again, thank you for everything that you've done here.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. And I'm excited to have this conversation with you.
Excellent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I have been so excited about talking about the book that Ike has written and the book that he has written. And you read all of the advertisement I put out there that, it was talking about. Ike, tell us what that book is called, because I think you can say it even better than I can.
It's called From Average to Excellence.
Average to excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear that? Average. Ike, I never will forget when I was in high school and they told me I was considered C average because I had that 2.4 GPA, right?
Yes, yes.
Well, I also read in your bio that you're a deacon of the church, so you will appreciate this. Well, they said I was a C average according to man's grade.
Yes,
But
yes.
according to God's grade, I was an A average because I was doing the
A
abilities
plus.
that He gave me and He blessed me with.
Yes.
And
Isn't
so,
that what
how
he
about
does?
that?
That's what you do.
Exactly. So, we can't let
Yes,
man determine exactly what it is that we do. Instead, we have to go with what we have been given at birth. And I always
yes.
say, the breath of life, we receive those abilities or talents, however we want to define them, but they were given to each and every one of us accordingly.
Yes, and I like to remind people that our purpose is built in when we was created. It's already built in, and all we have to do is get it out. So that's one of those nuggets, if you will.
Come on now.
You have
Come
to
on now.
understand that it's already built in. We come to the planet with it. It's just a matter of getting it out.
Yes, 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 yes. And the thing about getting it out is that when you understand that purpose, when you
Yes,
understand the purpose, the reason why you were put right here on this earth, and you start walking in it, you
yes,
start loving what you do and do what you love, then that's when you know the two have intersect and you're
yes,
doing exactly what you've been called to do.
absolutely.
Oh my gracious. Look, don't get me started. I've been ready to preach up in here.
I remind folks we are getting ideals every day, every minute of the day in most cases. And what happens is that we don't pay attention to them, but those that linger and come back again and again is we're getting close to if we pursue them, that is a hint towards our purpose. And
Yes.
we don't take the time to explore and develop them and drop them into our imagination and see what they could possibly become, and then create a vision around it. And before you know it, you will have your purpose, and you will get the vision for it, and then you get a chance to come back out of that vision. Once you see it, you get excited. You get to come back and make a plan for it and move into it.
And move into it.
Pretty
You
simple
know,
process.
exactly, because you have to see where it is that you're going in
Yes,
order to know
yes.
where you're going to go.
You have to see it.
You
Yes.
have to see it, and I love that because that's a part of it. I'll slide it in a little bit later, but we're going to be talking about you. So you just helped me to segue into that dream. That mean that scene. So tell me, when you wrote this book, Average to Excellence, what caused you to write the book to begin with?
Well, it's like most grandpas, if you will. I was sitting around trying to develop some legacy with my grandkids and telling them about, as far as I can go back several generations on my mother's side. Don't go very far back with my father, but I can go back to about 1830 with
Mm-hmm.
my great great grandfather, who was a slave, 1830. And I was explaining this story to them, and they thought I was, as most kids do, think Papa is very wise, and
Right.
they started to say, "Why don't you write a book?" I had already had that in my spirit before, but that sparked it, and of course, it's one way to maintain legacy in the written form. We always are passing it down verbally most of the time, but it's important that we take the time to put pen to paper and write it down, and it might not only help our families, it might help others find their way as well.
And it will. I love the fact, even though you said might, I'm just going to help strike that might off of there, right? And because it will and it has. Because one of the things that I even help my clients to understand is about journaling. And that's exactly what you're talking
Yes.
about, is writing
Mhm.
it down. And of course, it tells us to what? Write the plans and make them clear
Make
so that
vision.
others who read it can help you move it forward. I mean, that's
Yes.
just like interpreting it my way. But
Mhm.
in essence, that's what happens, because if those plans are not written clearly, how are we going to know what to take? Let's know someone who wants to come alongside of us and help
Yes.
us. So
Yes.
if we start talking about this first part of your book, The
Mhm.
Average to Excellence is the title. But let's dive a little bit deeper and let's talk about transform your dreams into goals. So give us
Well,
some nuggets, give us some strategies there.
okay. I think we all have dreams, especially as young people. We're dreaming about what we see in our own world and what we understand, and so we kind of start to set some expectations in our mind about what we could possibly be. Unfortunately, as young people, we see uh, a lot of bad. We don't get the encouragement we need, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes our dreams get get deferred or drowned.
Right.
So I grew up in Mississippi back in the days of when you really didn't want to live in Mississippi. But it was we was farmers. We had a 120-acre farm. My family did. It was 10 children. I'm number 8 out of the 10, and of course, our livelihood depended on that farm. I had a father, mother. My father was a minister. Mother was a homemaker and a farmer as well. So we all worked. But in that environment, I saw very little light for my dreams that I
Oh,
had. Basically, it was pretty dark because the surrounding that I was in. I had a great family, uh, but it was hard to develop a lot of possibilities.
mm-hmm.
There was positive people around us. We was God fearing people. Went to church. We had teachers that loved us. We was in those school systems that unfortunately I went through the 12th grade with all people that looked just like me. Uh,
Yes.
and so we had a pretty loving environment in that sense, but we didn't have a lot of the experts that we see today. Young people are exposed to today. We didn't have the lawyers, the doctors, the people that's in all those specialties. We just didn't have that to see. So, needless to say, if you didn't see it, uh, you can't pose kind of a dream. So I tell young people we have to expose you to some things so that
Right.
you can start to think about and start to develop this dream that you might have for your future. And so it starts with a dream. Mine started with a dream to better myself. I didn't know just how that was going to play out, but I stumbled up on the Marine Corps. I had a brother-in-law in the Marine Corps, and so after high school, I started college for a few minutes, and it didn't work out very well. I just could not focus at the time, and so I convinced my mother to let me let me go get a trade, which was an easier way out, I thought,
Right. Right.
and she did after much consternation. But she did tell me that my father, who had passed away a year prior, and she did share with me that she said it was very important that I get an education, and I couldn't understand that because it was 10 of us, and why me? Some of my older brothers and sisters had gotten through junior college and some things like that, but she said that he really thought that I should get the education, should go to college, but
Right.
I
Right.
promised them that I would get that education, and that's what my mom let me off the hook and let me go to trade school for that purpose, with the promise. And she passed away a year later, but I kept that promise. I
Good.
did finish
Good.
2 bachelor's degrees and a master's degree, so I did keep that promise. But in that process, uh, and I got to trade school, got a welding certificate, went worked in the shipyards for a few minutes. and it still wasn't. I still wasn't on purpose, and so I kept looking, and I had a conversation with my brother-in-law who was in the Marine Corps and who was very instrumental because I had seen him. So I kind of formulated a dream about a Marine. This is how it starts. You see something and you start to embellish it. And I had a conversation with him, and he convinced me, not a lot of convincing, but he told me that I would be just fine in the Marine Corps if I decided to come in. And I did. And I didn't look back after that. He and I always had a running joke with my sister that I would surpass him, and I did. He did 26 years. I did. He went to the top of the enlisted ranks. I jumped out of the enlisted ranks at halfway in my career, and I went to the officer side. So I did surpass him, and he still salutes me. He's a really great brother-in-law and a great Marine too. So he's my hero, one of my heroes for sure.
All right. Well, and I'm sure you are plenty of people's hero. That's for sure. I was just sitting here listening to you talk, and it's like, was he back there when I was in school? It sounds like, because your path sounds similar to my path. I went to a predominantly all, Black school, basically. Like you say, they all look like me until I was in the 6th grade before the integration actually happened. And it's so beautiful because I just went to my 50th school reunion with that all Black school last weekend. And it was awesome.
Coming here.
Yes. And all that reminiscing just happened immediately when you said that.
Yes.
And you're right about the teachers there and the nurturing that they did with us and everything to help us continue to move forward. And I see that that's what you're doing, even with the mentoring program that you are a part of. And it sounds like to me you even created this mentoring program.
I created one, and we morphed into a second one that one of my mentees came along after he retired, and we folded the original one into one that he's now the CEO of, and I'm chairman of the board.
Okay.
Mentoring every neighborhood and community. That is what we're on a mission doing now. So we're spreading out as far as we can, as far as we possibly can and beyond.
All right. So before we go to the next part of the book, tell me a little bit about this mentoring program, because I think it has a special significance behind it. So just share a little bit of that with us.
Well, it's one of my it's my purpose.
Right.
When you find your purpose, that's what you do.
That's right.
I retired from work, public work at 17 years ago.
Okay.
And I decided this was what I was going to do, and I did. After being blessed so well with the little start that I had, because I had a big start, I didn't realize that, but I saw it as a small start, and where I got to, I feel obligated now to give back in my later years, and I've been doing that for the last 17 years. I was doing it before, of course, in the Marine Corps, and I did junior ROTC for a couple of years after I retired, and I've also been a corporate executive, vice president for Fortune 500 company for 5 or 6 years.
Right.
But I had a goal to end that at age 50, and I ended it at age 53. And I went on purpose, trying to make a difference in young people's lives, so that they get a better start and not make a lot of mistakes that we see adults make today.
Right.
So it is. We have a group of retired military people as well as civilians who come alongside. We're in the high school, the middle schools here in our county, and we're in one of our schools where all the bad kids go, if you would label them that way.
Right.
And we've been there for 12 years, and the whole goal is to go in and try to get them to acknowledge whatever mistakes they've made and improve and get them back on track. And so we've been doing that for the last 12 years at Evansville County Learning Center. And we're also in the high schools. So we're trying to touch lives and make sure that young people get a great start, because it's inside of them, and what we have to do as adults, if we're paying attention, and that's to help them get it out.
That's right. Oh, you just said the magic word. It's already inside of each and every one of us. And
Mhm.
many times it's going to take that coach, it's going to take a parent, it's going to take a mentor in order to
Yes.
help you extract it. And then once you
Mhm.
extract it, I love the next phase in the book because you talk about not only transforming your dreams into goals, but now you got to take the goals and create plans around them.
Yes.
So help.
Yes.
So yeah, because if you don't create, I would say a plan are just words on a piece of paper, unless you're going to take action with them.
Yes. When I found this concept that I could actually design my future, this was earth shattering to a country boy from Mississippi.
All
Uh,
right.
I didn't know that you could really create your future. And so when
Right.
I found this concept and I started to use it, uh, I started to practice with my own kids, and of course they are grown folks and very successful. They've outdone their father, so I won't talk about them too much. But
Listen, 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 listen. I need a fist bump on that. I need a fist bump on that. Because you know the reason why I say that is
uh,
because my tagline is transforming generations and leaving legacies. And I always tell
yes,
everybody I started with my own children. So you
yes,
just confirmed what it's all about. We can't leave those legacies through our own children first.
yes, yes. That is
Beautiful. Okay. I'm
yes,
sorry. I
yes,
didn't mean to interrupt you, but I had to give
no,
you a
no.
fist bump
That's
behind that. It's like, that's
fine.
perfect. That was perfect.
Let's bump high five. Yes, and they, but I shared it with them first, and they didn't like it too well because they was middle school age, and but they had to write it down. We had to examine it every 6 months or so, and they bemoaned about it. But as time went on, and I always gave them the option to change their goals whenever they'd like to. If they saw something else, I said, you don't have to stick to it. Just make sure you use the same process for the plan. And
Yes.
we use the SMART goal plan, the SMART. I think everybody knows the SMART goal.
Yes.
Be
Right.
specific. Make sure it can be measured. Make sure it's relevant. Make sure you have an action step to it, and it has a timeline on it. That is important because if you never put a timeline on your plan, then you're probably planning to fail and you're just talking. You're still with that dream and you're still walking through the woods. I have
Yes.
something we tell young people is we have a chart we put up, a picture we put up, and I always like to ask them, which is one of these rows? It's a picture with several rows. I said, you know, which one of these rows will get you to where you're going? And I remind them, if you don't know where you're going, any one of those roads will get you there.
That's right.
So it's important that you know exactly which one to take. And when I learned how to plan my future, it was game on. Uh, so everything that I had that I wanted, uh, I put the plan to it, set the goal, put the plan to it, and I went to work. And I have to say that most of the goals that I have set are accomplished or in process.
Right.
So it is it's a proven method. If and young people have a hard time developing the dream. We find young people today. It's hard to get them to dream, and so I tell them I give them a dream. One of the things we do with our mentoring program, we expose them to things so that they can start to dream. It's where they are in many cases, whether their home life is not what it should be sometime, but and all they see is bad.
Right.
So having them to come out of that every once in a while, or communicating with them and helping them to understand what they can be, and it takes a lot of work. You're a strategist in this area, so I'm sure you know how to dig it out. We eventually get it out with shovel and
Yes,
pick
we
mark
do.
and
Yes,
everything
we
else.
do.
You have
Yes.
to really dig to get it out of them, but when we do, we see good results.
And not only the good results, but what we also see, and I'm sure you've done this as well, is that you see the light bulb goes on.
Yes,
And when that light bulb goes on, it's like you see the twinkle that comes back into their eyes. You
yes.
see the smile that comes across their face. You see
They
their
see the
body
possibility.
language
Yes. Mhm.
changes.
Yeah.
You know, and
Possibilities.
that's what we know. We're doing what we're called to do.
Yes. Yes. It's
I
working.
yeah, it does not feel like work. It
No,
does not feel like work at
no,
all because
it's
the
what
rewards are
we,
so greater than the time and effort that we're putting into it. We're looking at efficiency and effectiveness.
yes, yes.
Oh my
You're on
gracious.
purpose. You're on purpose when you see the results. You know you're in the right place.
Exactly. Oh Lord, I get so excited. My heart just starts fluttering when I see these young people. And not only that, they start talking different.
Yes,
They have
yes.
the confidence.
Hmm.
They carry themselves totally different. And then they're able to articulate what it is that they want, what it is
Yes.
that they are going to do. Now, we might have to help them write it.
Yeah.
Yes, it is about getting them to extract it out. But once
And
they
say it
get
a
it
few
out,
times. Yes. Yes.
yes, and they
Uh,
believe in it, well, you're right. They're unstoppable.
the one thing when I was working with my kids, when someone asked them what they was going to do, it would amaze people when they say, "I'm going to do this, this, and that. I'm going to this college. I'm going to do that," and they look at them like, "What happened to you?" But that is where you want young people to be.
Yes,
Once they understand this process, that I can design my life before it happened, and
yes.
I would much rather design it and it didn't happen than to not design it and whatever turns out turns out.
Yeah, it haphazardly happens, and that
Yes.
haphazardly is where society can swoop them up
Oh
onto the
yes.
wrong side.
Yes.
And our objective is to keep them on that straight, not narrow, but straight path. So it's
Yes.
a path of success and a
Yes. Absolutely.
positivity success.
And everyone's success is different, and that's what they need to understand. They can be uh, their best self better than anybody else can be, and that's what they have to understand.
Yeah,
They don't have
yeah,
to be like anyone else but themselves. Just bring
exactly.
what's in you out, and that will be good enough.
Yeah. I read this book a long time ago, and it said, only you can
Hmm.
be you.
Yes.
And that is so true. So stop trying
Absolutely.
to be a copy of someone else.
Yes.
Be who
Yes.
you were created to be, and
Hmm. Absolutely.
you're going to be and do just fine.
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness. Like, oh, this is just music to my ears. I am
Yes.
loving what I'm hearing. We are on the same, we
We're,
are right
we're
there
the same
together.
business.
Yes, it's so good. I mean, all the ones that come on and talk, they always talking about the strategies that they put in place, and I always
Mhm.
can resonate with what they're talking about because it's like when you know your purpose
Mhm.
and your
Yes.
calling, and it is to help another individual,
Yes. Yes.
and you have that
That's what we're
service
called to do. As
heart.
human beings, that's what we're called to do. That's the
That's
bottom
it.
line. So when you're doing that, you're definitely on purpose.
Yeah,
So
you know.
we most people don't realize that yet, but that's when you're really when you're helping someone else. That is your greatest good.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't take it with you. Trust me, you cannot. You can take it with you, but I'd rather leave it here and,
Yeah.
and let the legacy lives on than to take
Yes.
it with me and then it ends.
Yeah. The richest
Yeah,
place on the planet is a graveyard. Unfortunately, because a lot of
unfortunately.
people just take it with them. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You used the word that I loved and you said aware.
Hmm.
You have to help these young people become aware, and not only young people, even adults. Because
Absolutely.
the adults many times did not get that exposure when they were a youth. And so they're still looking for it and sometimes many times still need it. So we
Yes.
cannot overlook our adults in transition because many times they're in these positions and they've been there for 10, 15, 20 years. And it's not necessarily that they are afraid, but they don't
Hmm.
know necessarily how to repurpose the skills that they
Yes.
already have, or repurpose their abilities and strengths that they have already been doing. And
Yes.
so your
Absolutely.
book is applicable to them as well.
And we mentor from 7 to 35, so we understand that even though a person may be at an adult age, they're still stuck in many
Yes.
cases, and they're still well beneath their what they could possibly be doing. They are working at a job that is well below their means. They haven't
Mhm.
prepared themselves. High school was one thing. They didn't like high school, but they didn't know that they could go back and retool themselves
Right.
and do better. But that's trying to motivate young people to be brave enough to take that next step.
Right.
And we have some success there every once in a while as well, because no one. I think we all have desires. We want better, and we try to explain to young people. We have one mentor that always explained it this way: if you don't, the reason we get up and go places and do things and get out of bed in the morning, because we want something. We want better.
Right.
And what he tells young people is, if you don't want any better, you'll be just fine taking whatever the government gives you.
Right.
It is because we want something. We have goals. We have some expectations to live a better life, to have things. And many times our goals are for others. Once we get this properly aligned,
Yep.
it's not necessarily for ourselves, because we're, as scripture tells us, we're always going to be taken care of. Everybody, self-preservation is just built in. But as we help others, as we help ourselves, now we are on the right path to getting to our purpose. Do unto others. I had a group
Yeah.
of kids not long ago, and I mentioned the golden rule, and
Hey, what is
none of,
that?
none of them knew what it was.
Right.
And it was kind of sad in one sense, but you know, they got it now. But how did you miss the golden rule? Even
Yeah.
after it was explained, it took a little while to register. But
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
unto others as you'd like others to do to you,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
not
Exactly.
do, not let them do unto you what you like. They had it twisted a little bit.
Yeah. And I'm like you. I always tell the young people when I'm working with the youth and the young
Mm-hmm.
adults is that look at how can you turn a negative into a
Mm-hmm.
positive.
Yes,
And if
yes.
you turn that negative into a positive, then you want people to have a positive outlook for what you want to do. You want people to look favorably about you. So if you want to look people to see that about you, then you have to find that in others as well. So you're
Yes.
right. Do unto others as you have others do unto you. You're right. And so, but if you think it negative, then others are going to do negative to you. But if you always say, but look at the
Mm-hmm.
positive side of it. When you say the glass is half full or half empty, well, if it has full, you'll always have enough to share with others. If
Absolutely.
you look at it as half empty, you're never going to give anything away. You're
No,
going to be
no.
trying to
And
keep it to yourself. But if you look at it as half full, and I would say you can't be God's given. The more you
mhm.
give, the more He's going to give
All
to
you
you.
will receive. Yes, yes.
Yes. You know, so
That is key,
yeah,
important.
yeah. So one of the things that I tell individuals on this show is like, we're dropping platinum nuggets. Hello. So I
Okay.
want you to write them down, but I don't want you to keep them to yourself. I
Yes,
want you to
pass them on.
share it. I want you to
Yes.
call and tell someone else what you just learned. Hey Octavia, thank you for that's my girl. She's from my hometown, West Virginia. She's chiming
Okay.
in. That's my West Virginia colleague. So I just saw them this past weekend. So I get excited once I see the
Oh,
the,
that's
the
great.
names show up. Yeah, but the thing about it is that if we get into the habit of sharing our information or sharing nuggets or sharing tips
Mhm.
and techniques, we're going to help
Yes.
the next person move forward. I said if COVID did not teach us anything, to me it taught to me the number one thing it taught was to
Mhm.
prioritize your time.
Yes. And
Because if you don't
it's
tell
very
time
personal.
where to go,
Yeah.
then people will grab your time and you'll be asking, where did the time go?
Yes. It's precious more precious than you think.
Yeah.
So you
So
have to
as
do something with it.
Yeah, you're right. Because we even talk about time management. So I'm sure in the mentoring
Yes.
program, you even talk
Oh,
about how
absolutely.
do you manage your time.
Yes. Procrastination, etc. We talk about all of those things. All the life skills, we try to cover them and beyond, of course.
Yeah. Oh, this is exciting. I'm excited about all of this. Oh my gracious. Okay, so we talked about putting goals into plans.
Mhm.
One of the things that I heard, and you said it, and I believe it as well, is that when you design those plans, which could be strategy, it could be called a roadmap, could be called a blueprint, whatever you want to call it, you can put it in certain ways. You can write it out. You can talk it out and record it. You can sing it out. You can put it in poetry. However you need to do it, just do it.
Yes. Writing out is preferred method, but once you write it, you want to review it often, daily,
Right.
if possible, because you have to get this pretty well in your spirit to the point that you believe that it is intimately happening, even though it may be 5 years out.
That's that
Uh,
see it. That's that
you are,
see it.
yes, yes. So the scripture in Proverbs that God gave sight to all people, both the rich and the poor,
Hmm.
and not that he discriminated. It's just that some of us can see, and,
Right.
and that's being able to see the vision, see your reaching, as I call it. Go and use that imagination that we have to create our future, and then get a vision for it, and then come back and write it down. Once you see it, you get excited.
Yes.
Even though it may be 5, 10 years away, but now you're able to write it down, put some steps to it, put some dates to it, so if you're not tell young people, if you're in the ninth grade now, 2 years from now, where should you be?
Yes.
Not still in the ninth grade. So teaching them step by step. What year will you graduate? Let's write that date down, and then get them excited about graduate. Oh yeah, I'm graduating in 2026. Yeah, you're right. Now let's celebrate. It's
Yeah.
going to happen. Let's put a plan in place. Now, what do we have to do to make sure we get there?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
what do you have to stop doing to make sure you get there? you know. So
Exactly.
yes.
Exactly.
So now you write it down, and now you remind yourself by reading it daily. Put it on your mirror at home. Put it on the refrigerator. Get some help from your parents to remind you uh, of the things that you said you would do. Be a person of your word. See if you can uphold that. And you'd be surprised that when you start to see those little steps accomplished, now that empowers you to know that yeah, few years from now, I'm going to be at that point. And then you set bigger goals.
Uh-huh. Yes. Not only
Mhm.
that. Well, I see Dr. Reginald Best is watching as well. I mean,
Okay.
he's an awesome
Good.
professor, and he's
Yes.
all about teaching. But the thing about what you just talked about is that when you see it, because we all have different learning styles. I'm a
Yes.
visual learner. I have to see in order for me to grasp and understand what it is I am to be doing. And then
Yes.
I have to write it out. I have to
Mhm.
highlight it. I have to
Yes.
underline it. That's my way of engaging with it. It's called that
Yes.
kinesthetic learning. And then
Yes.
it locks it in.
Mhm.
So I
Yep.
love what you said as far as write it out, post it where you can see it, review it
Yes.
every day so it can lock it in. If you need to put it on your
Mhm.
calendar, put it on your
Yes.
calendar. Ladies and gentlemen, parents and students alike, you are being
Mhm.
given some platinum nuggets that you need to be
Yes.
writing down, because what? The school year is here. The kids are going
Yes.
back to school in August, or
Yes.
some of them have just gone back to school. So these are
Mhm.
great tips for them to use right now and
Yes.
implement them. That's what I
Absolutely.
love about my show. I'm a transformational speaker and teacher. I give them homework and they can start doing it immediately.
Well, immediately. Yes. Yes. Well, and see results. See
Yes,
results.
and see
I
the
mentioned earlier in
result.
my book about leadership, and one of the
Okay.
things I learned early on in the Marine Corps was that uh, coming off the farm and with my parents, who was the big boss in my mind, uh, I noticed that leadership styles were different.
Right.
And especially in the Marine Corps, we had one that was just one that I just couldn't buy. It was authoritarian type leadership, and it works in certain cases, but unfortunately, you can't use a hammer on every chore.
That's right.
And many times, we as parents, as leaders, we use a hammer for every person
Hmm.
we we're trying to help. But I adhered early on to something called situational leadership,
Yes,
and
that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. He's talking about situational leadership.
yes, yes, and
Blanchard. Yes.
Blanchard, Dr. Blanchard, yes, and I started to incorporate that into my leadership style when I was a young Marine, and it made all the difference in my career because you have to look at the individual that you're trying to lead, and you have to look at the task that you're trying to get the person to do, And
Right.
now you select the style that you want to use to get that person to react and do what need to be done. In most cases, I know in combat we don't have time for that, but if we did that in training, you know your people very well, and so you don't have this. You don't have to bark and bite and scream and all that stuff. And I realize that as well. So, but it is important that we, and you just mentioned it, learning styles. We
Right.
have to know what the person that we are working with need. Their style is every person is different. Uh, Most of us respond to kindness uh, and encouragement, and young people need tons of encouragement, and that is what is one of the pieces that is missing in a lot of them life, because compliments and encouragement is the fertilizer to
Right.
get them to move forward and do the things that they can do,
Right.
even when they don't want to.
Right. That is so, so true because and I know Yolanda Adams sing this song, Encourage Yourself. Not
Yes.
everybody can do that. Not everybody
No.
has that type of self-motivation. And when you do not
No.
have self-motivation, that means you're going to have to rely on someone else to start motivating you until you get to that point in your life. It's not to say that you won't ever be able to be self-motivated, but you have to understand how to do it because some people just don't know how to do it.
And that's where
You
that
know?
average come from in the book. It's easy to be average.
Mm-hmm.
It's comfortable to be average.
Yes.
And unfortunately, average is not getting you to the place where you really want to be,
Come on
but you're
now.
comfortable there. And now you have to take on some new responsibilities. You have to do something differently. And most people don't have the encouragement. They don't have the support. They think they don't, but they haven't taken the first step yet. And so they
Right.
need someone to come alongside and help them understand what's inside of them.
Right.
They've thought about getting better at something, then it's already built in. Where did they get that idea from? It
Right.
came to them from God. So
Yes.
now you need to act on it, and now you should have people around you that will encourage your efforts. And that's
Yes.
why we mentor. It's people need that nudge or need that encouragement. They need someone to come alongside it that has done it. You find people uh, that is doing what you want to do. We
Yes.
encourage people go find. I
Yeah.
learned that as I was having my journey. When I'd ask my peers something, they wanted me to stay right with them, and that taught me a lesson.
Yeah.
They would ask me, "Why do you want to do that?" And it was just messed me
Yes.
up. I thought these
Yes.
people would encourage me, uh, and unfortunately, I got a little upset. But then I realized, as I was a reader, doing a lot of reading and research after I got into this. But one thing I figured out is it wasn't that they didn't want good for me. It was simply because they could not see it for themselves.
That's right.
So and your goals and your dreams are for you. And don't be upset when somebody don't see what you see.
Exactly.
Your
Exactly.
your your job is to go forward. Uh, Go ahead and do what you need to do, because you may not ever get anyone to see your vision, your goals, and your dreams until
And
you're successful. Usually, when you get successful, they all see it.
thank you.
Everybody
Then
sees
they're
it.
ready to come on board, right? They
Yes,
ready to get on that train and go down the choo-choo with you.
that's
But
right.
you're right. Your dream are your dreams, your vision and
Yes,
your vision. And what
yes.
you have received is for you. It's not for everyone else. And many times it's not even for you to say anything about it until it's fully developed. I talked
Uh,
about hearing the voice,
yeah.
hearing the inner voice, and
Hmm.
then you're listening for the instructions.
Yeah.
Because once the instructions are given, that's the writing it down. That way you'll be able to see it, and then the obedient part is then to follow through.
Yes.
Follow through with the
Birds will
plan.
come and eat it. The birds will
Yeah.
come and eat it if you don't write it down.
Yes, exactly. You got to read it. You got to reevaluate it.
Yeah.
You got to massage it. You got to research. And not only that, if you pay attention to once you've been given a vision,
Yes.
everything else around you start clicking. it start falling into place. Even if you're watching a movie, it's something about that movie or that words that they're saying applies to the vision you've been given. If you read a billboard, it's something that you read that applies to that vision. If you're in a workshop, it's something about that workshop that a facilitator said that applies to your vision. So you start seeing all these pieces start coming together, and then you get the full pie.
There's an exercise we do with young people that explains what you just said. Uh, you ask them to count how many red cars they see today.
Okay.
And when they come back and they saw 20 red cars. Now those red cars have been out there all the time. But you see what you're looking for.
Yes.
You don't know you're looking for red cars, or you don't know you're looking for this good or this goal that you're trying to get to. And most people are trying to bring it to you. God's trying to bring it to you.
Right.
But you're ignoring it. But when you write it down and you set the goals to accomplish it, now you see it everywhere. Just what you're saying, it's everywhere. The help that you need is all around you. All you have to do is engage it now.
Yes.
Because you know what you're looking for.
And you're focused.
Yes.
You're intentional about what it is that you're doing now. Where before, like you said, you're all over the place. Which path are you going to take?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow, this is powerful. You know that. So let's talk about this last phase, plans into success. Because now we talked about transforming your dreams into goals, your goals into plans. Now plans to become successful, and we talk about the execution of it.
The part of SMART goals is that you set them where they are not too high.
Yeah.
They're reasonable. Something you can possibly do.
Right.
You know, I set ridiculous goals sometime, but
you just set a stretch goal. That's what that's called.
Ridiculous to some people, but I kind of know where I'm going.
Right.
But that's why we put a timeline on it, because now we know we're headed in the right direction. And then when it's accomplished, I set a goal to be a millionaire one time. I don't like telling people this, but I did. And when I became one, and I looked at my portfolio and I measured up to over $1 million, it was like, okay, I'm there. So I had to set another one. So it was because you kind of go to work on step by step, these things you say you was going to do, now you're doing them.
Right.
And before you know it, the goal is there.
It's accomplished. Yeah.
Yes, accomplished. And these are things that will better your life and better the lives of your family and those around you. And that's what it's all about.
Yes, yes. So that's why I say with the services that we offer, like you're talking about the young adults with the mentoring, we do the life skills that you're talking about, the career coaching that you're talking about. And the whole objective is for them to choose the best career that's match those abilities that they were born with, get the salary that they desire so that they can live the lifestyle that they deserve.
Yes.
And so everything that we're talking about this evening, ladies and gentlemen, it comes down to that. If you set those SMART goals, and that's why they call SMART goals, and each one of those letters has a particular definition for what it means. But if you set it according to that SMART goal, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound, then it helps you to see the direction that you're taking your success. And it helps you to reevaluate where you're going, so that you know if you have to make an adjustment. And there's nothing wrong with making an adjustment. You want to be on the right course, opposed to getting off and then it taking you longer to get where you need to be. That's not what life is all about. We always say the sooner you can get there, do it right the first time, so you don't have to keep repeating incorrect and doing it incorrectly.
Yes. It's very simple, but how many of us will do it? I know you know of the study that was done with the Harvard grads who, they found out after 20 years, only 3% had written their goals down, and they was the most successful, more than the 97%. So it's important that you take the process. I tell kids all the time, because we made them write them down, you're ahead of 97% of the people in America. because
That's
you wrote
right.
them down.
That's
Now
right.
continue to do that, and you will stay ahead of them as you move forward. It's important.
Right.
I tell the story about I played JV basketball back in the country,
Mm-hmm.
middle school, and I made 2 points in the game, and I didn't make the high school basketball team because in a country school, everybody's good at basketball. We all had a bicycle rim on the barn, and so we all
Right.
thought we were pretty good. So I didn't make the team, but I kept playing basketball. Even in the Marine Corps, I kept playing basketball because I kept having this dream that I was playing college ball. I just wake up and they was cheering.
Right.
Uh, so I kind of felt like there was something there. I had a job at the University of Missouri, and I played with some of the pros. I could call their names. I would date them.
Mm-hmm.
In a pickup game in the college I was going to at the time, my coach came by and asked me if I was going to come out for the team, and I said, "Go Maid." I was 27 years old. I was a Marine gunnery sergeant, and it was like, okay, I not only made the team, but I was a starter. So when they cheered for the couple of points I made, it was like every night I had been waking up with that dream. But I
But
finally
but
got
but it's full
in the most
circle.
unlikely situation. I made it. I made it. Yeah.
Yes,
But that's why I tell people when ideals come and they keep coming, that should be telling you something. There's something in the future that's tied to that.
that's
Now, will
right.
you develop it or not? Yeah, you need to develop it
That's right. Right.
because
And so the
it's going to
platinum nugget,
happen and be prepared for it.
exactly. So what I'm hearing you say is the platinum nugget here is go back to what I said here. You got to hear what is being said to you, whether it's through a dream, whether it's through someone else, whether it's through a
Yes.
book that you read. You know, you got to hear it.
Mhm.
You got to acknowledge it.
Yes.
And then you have to listen for the instructions. And as
Mhm.
you listen for the instructions, write them down so that you know exactly A, B, C, D,
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then be obedient
Mhm.
to follow through. Be obedient
Yes.
to follow
Yes.
through. Now, you might not be able to do it all yourself, but you have resources that you can call on. You have mentors, you have
Yes.
support, you have coaches, you have individuals out here who are willing to help. So don't not do it. Don't eliminate
Yes.
yourself. Move forward and do it.
Mhm.
Be focused, be intentional. It's not always easy. I'm not going to sit here and say it is because it wasn't always easy for me. But the minute I made my mind up to say, hey, I'm going to do this, then I did it.
Mhm.
Listen, I'm a
Yes. You
coal
believe
miner's
in
daughter. I'm a coal miner's daughter from Yukon, West Virginia. I'm
West
like
Virginia.
you.
Yes.
Like this is a small
Mhm.
town, and here we got a coal miner's daughter who's now a CEO of her own company, a TV show that's
Yes.
bringing
Yes.
other people on that can share with the world to help other people get out of that
Yes.
being stuck, that they can use the gifts that God has
Who would
already
have thought?
given to
Yes.
them. Who would have known
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that
I
curiosity
tell
did
people,
not, kill the
no,
cat?
no.
That's just a cliche, ladies and gentlemen. So don't let society tell you anything negative. You know for yourself what it is that you are to be doing.
When I say
I
it's built in, if I could do a scripture, Genesis 1:26, that's where it was built in. Take dominion.
Come on,
That's where it was built in. I won't go
come
any
on.
further than that, but that was the built-in process, and that is where we have been given license to do what we do. We just have to understand that it was built into us to do it, and now go do it. And you're getting glimpses of it all day long until you do it.
Yeah.
So uh,
Yes.
I don't want to go to
Yes,
church on
yes,
Monday.
and yes. Because what helped me the most
Yeah.
was Proverbs. Proverbs 4:7 that says what? Get wisdom, but in
Yes.
all thy getting,
All we
get an
get in
understanding. And when I saw that word,
understanding.
I'm like,
Yes.
I love the wisdom, but what about this understanding? But that was my assignment. that God gave me.
Mhm.
My assignment is to help individuals to understand what he has already
Yes.
birthed into them to be doing. They have the wisdom, but I have to help them to
You're definitely
understand how
on
to
it.
move forward.
You're on it. You're on
Yes,
task.
yes. And so are you. I mean, double fist bump, double fist bump. So as we start closing, I know we have about 5 minutes as we start closing. I want you to share with me what you know about yourself now. What will you tell your 17-year-old self?
That whatever our desire to do, to be, and to have, I can do it.
Yes.
There's nothing keeping me from it. And all that I didn't have when I was 17 was the confidence to know what was inside of me. Because I'm still that same guy.
That's it. And you know what? That's one thing about everyday natural abilities.
Mm-hmm.
It does not matter how old you are and how old you become.
Yes.
You will always have those abilities. You never lose them, even if
Mm-hmm.
you don't use them.
Yes.
A skill
They're
is
still
something
there.
totally
Yes.
different.
Mm-hmm.
A skill is something you learn, and if you don't use it, you could lose it.
Yes.
But an ability that you were born with, that you were given at the breath of life,
Mm-hmm.
you might use less of it, but you never stop having it.
And
You will
it's
never
there.
stop having it. It's always
Some
there.
have different levels, or where there's parables in scripture that talks about 10 talents and 5 and 2 and 1,
Right.
and those that think they don't have what they see other people with, they go bury it and do nothing with it. And unfortunately, that's a fatal mistake, because if you develop the one, you will get more.
It will multiply.
Yes, it will.
Tenfold, 100-fold, it will
Yes,
multiply.
yes, it will
And when
multiply.
you share it, it's the same thing. It will
Absolutely.
multiply. So
Yes,
don't
it will
feel
multiply.
like that you're sharing something that someone is going to take it and use it for their
Yeah.
good. What God has for you, it's for you, and can't nobody else do it but you. Not the way you do it,
No,
not the way He's giving it to you. So just know that.
just
Because at
share
one
it,
point in my
and
life,
it will
that's how I
multiply.
thought. Yeah, I thought like that. If I share all this with somebody, they're gonna take what I'm doing and then they're gonna do it, da 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 da. And God said, "There's plenty of where what I'm giving you. There's plenty more that's coming."
I was
Just
going to say
share.
earlier, that's exactly, I always say 1 + 1 = 5, because most people look for win lose.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I want everybody to win.
Yes.
That's back to the golden rule. I want everybody to have the same success that I might have or others have. We all should be more equally concerned about those that when we get a win, we want somebody else to win. But
Yes.
most people see it as you mentioned, glass half empty. And so I have to not share information, share the information, help somebody, and help yourself.
And help
So
yourself.
really, you're helping yourself when you do that.
Yeah, that is so true. So listen, we've talked about this book, Average to Excellent. So how can they purchase a copy of this book?
There's a couple of ways, but this is on Amazon. And so
There
if you
you
go to
go.
Amazon.com,
Mm-hmm.
you can purchase a copy, and just put in Isaiah Ike Johnson. Either put in the title of the book, From Average to Excellence, and you can purchase the book, or you can email me personally. And I think my email address may be somewhere in the. I was going across the screen now.
It's running on the banner now. Ike
Yes, you can
Johnson.
email me,
Mm-hmm.
and I will be more than happy to send you a copy, autographed copy, by the way, if you will email me, and I will get it to you.
All right. So as you can see, his email is on the banner is Ike IKE Johnson at ec.rr.com. So make
Yes.
sure you take that down. You can email him, or you can go to Amazon and purchase a copy of the book. I have truly enjoyed this conversation. I cannot wait for us to have another conversation. Not only that, I will be there to visit you. because
Please.
everything you're doing, I'm doing, so we can do this together.
Yes,
you
we
know,
can.
yes, we can help our youth, do what they've been called to do. And that's what it's
Yes.
all about.
Yes. We have a
Well,
great team here in Onslow County, and we'd be more than happy to have you come and visit with us. MENAC Incorporated is our mentoring organization. And thank you so much for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
you're more than welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I thank my special guests, and I just want to leave you with these words. Remember, I believe in you. I trust you believe in yourself. Meet me back here next week at the same time. My special guest for next week is going to be Lori and her son, Antonio. We are going to be talking about autism. What Lori, as an advocate mother, has done to help her son thrive in this world with autism. So come back and join the conversation next week, and we're going to be singing happy birthday to him. This is Maxine Phillips, your host for Life Strategies, sponsored by Leveless. Have a great evening.